Welcome back to Web Dev with Seb. In this video, we're going to look at Heroku alternatives. If you haven't heard the news, Heroku is removing the free plan on November 28th of 2022. This is bad news for devs since a lot of tutorials, courses, and bootcamps rely on Heroku to deploy your app to the internet. Once the free tiers are gone, we'll be paying around $16 a month to run a single Dino and Postgres database. The good news is there are two services that are cheaper and better than Heroku. We're going to look at their convenience, free tiers, and cost. Let's jump in. The first service is called Railway. They launched in 2020 and let you host anything from Discord bots to full stack apps. They also have native support for Postgres, Redis, MySQL, and MongoDB. Let's start with convenience. I find Railway much easier to use than Heroku. Instead of navigating pages of configuration, Railway provides a bird's eye view of your app. Their bulk environment editing feature is something all services should have. Vercel, take notes. Another huge plus is their builds are the fastest I've ever seen. This is all thanks to Nixpacks, which was built by Railway to reliably and quickly turn your code into a runnable container image. With their exceptional developer experience, Railway is the most convenient Heroku competitor out there that I know. Let's move on to the free tier. Railway's free tier is a little more complex than I'd like to admit. Here's how it works. They give you $5 of credits and 500 execution hours per month. If one of these runs out, your app is stood down. You can redeploy your app once your credits reset, which happens at the beginning of every month. This means that the free tier will be great for you if your app doesn't consume too much CPU and RAM, and it doesn't need to run for more than 500 hours, or 20 days in layman's terms. This is hard to know up front, which is why I don't love this free tier pricing model. Despite this, the worst that could happen is your app is paused until your credits are reset. This free tier is average at best. Let's move on to the last point, cost. Unlike Heroku, Railway's pricing is usage-based. You're only charged for the CPU and RAM you use. While it's hard to predict how much this will cost, they have calculators to help you guess how much you'll pay. They also offer real-time billing estimates based off your app's live resource consumption. To enroll in a paid plan, simply attach a credit card to your account. This will get you 100 gigabytes of disk and up to 8 gigabytes of RAM. This plan also comes with $5 of free credits per month. This means your monthly bill is free if your app consumes less than $5 of resources. One thing to watch out for is that Railway auto-scales your app if it's under heavy load. This means your expenses can rise if your app suddenly becomes popular. They currently don't offer a way to disable this, so keep it in mind. As far as costs go, I'd say Railway is average in this department. Let's move on to another Heroku alternative, Render. Render launched in 2018 and they've been positioning themselves as the next Heroku. They have a similar pricing model where you pick your plan based on your RAM and CPU needs. The UI is very similar to Heroku, and they've also copied Heroku's auto-sleep functionality. With Render, you can host static sites, web apps, background workers, cron jobs, Postgres databases, and Redis services. Let's talk about convenience. If you're used to Heroku, Render will feel very familiar. The UI is very similar and clean. They also provide one-click deployments to easily try out new projects. One of my favorite features of Render is the ability to SSH into an instance. This lets you easily debug and test out quick changes to your app in real time. As far as convenience goes, Render is a fantastic platform. Let's move on to the free tier. Render's free tier limits are simple to understand. They'll let you run an app for free for 720 hours per month, which is exactly 30 days. Be aware that the free tier is limited to web services and databases. If you need to launch any other kind of service, you're going to have to pay. A frustrating feature of their free tier is that databases are suspended after 90 days. After suspension, they are deleted within 2 weeks if not upgraded to a paid plan. Data loss on free tiers is a toxic feature which will make many users uneasy. This developer unfriendly feature makes their free tier feel malicious at best. Let's move on to the last point, cost. Render has a similar pricing model to Heroku where you pick your plan based on your RAM and CPU needs. This is great because your costs are fixed. You won't be charged more than the plan you've selected. The simplicity of this approach, despite potentially paying for unused resources, makes costs predictable, which is always great. As you can see here, Render's prices are heavily discounted when compared to Heroku. Their fixed costs and competitive pricing make Render a stellar hosting service. So that wraps up my analysis of Railway and Render, my two favorite Heroku alternatives. If you're looking for the best developer experience out there, I recommend Railway. but if a Heroku clone is more what you're looking for, check out Render. If you're still not sure, try migrating your Heroku app to both and see which one you like the best. Both Railway and Render have in-depth guides to make your migration go smoothly. I've provided links to these migration guides in the description. If you do check them out, drop your thoughts in the comments. As always, thanks for joining me, and I hope to see you again soon.